In this video, I'll show you how you can make $10,000 just collecting emails. Now, if you're wondering, okay, has this worked? This was my first ever week back in July when I started with this business model, and my first ever week, I made $6,500. And since then, I've been able to make enough to buy my dream car at age 17, and so I'm going to break everything down for you in this video. Now, the plan is all you need for this is two apps. All you need is Instagram, and then all you need is a newsletter. And I'm going to show you in this video actually how to set up your newsletter step by step. And so a real quick rundown before we get into that, though, with Instagram, you'll be posting videos and driving traffic to a place where you'll collect people's emails. Now, how do you actually make the money from that? First, let me show you how to actually drive the traffic, then we'll get into that. Well, here you go. Here's an example of one of my posts from my page here. This is the page I'm running, almost 300K followers now. And so I just post simple posts like this. Two clips. It's an Andrew Tate fan page. And so I say, for example, I want to retire my parents in the next 60 days. Read the caption. And so I have a call to action for people to do, and then I'll drive them to a place where I can collect their emails. And so I tell them, okay, if you want to retire your parents, read the caption. Basically, just saying if you want to make some money online, read the caption. And then in the caption, I say something along the lines of this, right? In the Instagram post. Beginners are making $3,000 to $4,000 per month with this model, which they genuinely are as well. So if you want my full guide, then just comment guide. And then once they comment that, I'll give them something for free. But what happens is once they comment that, I have basically something called ManyChat, which is set up. So whenever they comment, they automatically get sent a DM. Or you could do it on, like, for example, you could do it on ManyChat. You could also just tell them to click the link in the bio. But anyways, right? So on the post, I get a bunch of people commenting this word guide or whatever, and then I get the DM sent out to them, right? I get a lot of people commenting on my post. You can see one of my posts has like 90,000 comments on it. And so where do I drive all that traffic, right? What do I do with it? So I'm doing the system a little bit differently if you check my page, but this is the best system for you if you're a beginner. I do a little bit of more advanced thing, which I've set up with configurations and stuff, but you drive them to some form of a newsletter, right? And so with the newsletter, you can make money two ways. The first way is you can make money with boosts, and then you can also make money with ads on your emails, which you're sending out once you've actually collected the list, right? So first of all, what are boosts? And I'm going to show you how to set up your newsletter. Well, boosts are, you'll drive people to a page like this. Now, this is actually from an Instagram page, which I'm helping to set up. We made like 600 to 700 in our first couple of weeks. His Instagram account is called Peaks Motivation, if you want to go look it up. And so it's a simple page like this. They enter their email, they click subscribe. Now, when they click subscribe, there's a pop-up on the screen which looks like this. And on this pop-up, it says, thank you for subscribing. You can also subscribe to these other newsletters. So people who subscribe to your newsletter back here can subscribe to these other newsletters, which are recommended by just clicking this green check mark. And when they click this green check mark and subscribe to these other newsletters will pay you for getting them a new subscriber. All right. So simple breakdown again. People subscribe to your newsletter. When they subscribe to yours, they get a pop-up. They can subscribe to other newsletters. When they subscribe to those other newsletters here, then you get paid by these other newsletters, right? So that's the simple breakdown of it. And so I'm going to show you how to set it up now live on the website, but just so you can kind of understand how much money you could actually make with this, is that each newsletter will pay you $2 on average, right? So for example, if they just click this one right here, MT Playbook, whatever that newsletter is called, that one on average will pay them about $2. Now it ranges from like at the lowest about $1 to at the most the most highest paying one I've seen is about $5. By the way, if you have any questions throughout this video, leave a comment. I try to reply to all the questions. So on average, you'll get paid about $2 per one, and you can actually boost 5 newsletters all at once. Right. So you can see here, like I said, this is the page I've been helping, and he made that 600 or 700 with just one newsletter. And we're working still to get all 5 up there. And imagine once we get all 5 up there, he could have made like 3,500 just from the start, pretty much. Right. So you can boost 5 newsletters at once. And so let's say, for example, that if you're earning $2 per email list that your subscribers subscribe to, if one of your subscribers selects all 5 emails, which I found about 70 to 90% of them will, if one of your subscribers select all 5, you earn $10. And so just think about that. If you just get 3 email subscribers each day signing up, 3 email subscribers each day is 90, basically 100 at the end of the month. That's $1,000 per month just from getting 3 people to sign up to your email. Now, there's a little bit more nuance, which I'll explain here in a second. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop over to the computer, and I'm going to show you how to set everything up live. So the platform which we'll use to actually host our newsletter is something called Beehive, right? And so we're going to just go and Google this term here called Beehive and just click on the top link or just any of these links. It'll take you to the homepage where you can sign up, right? So sign up for that there. And now the information I'm about to drop here in this video, it's going to get pretty boring from here on out. Like, it's not going to be flashy edits or anything changing like that, but it will make you money if you stick with it. So if you want to click off and go watch some flashy video edits, go watch an Imangachi video. Screw Imangachi, by the way. But if you want to actually make some money, then stick around here. So you're going to go to your Beehive, and then you're just going to start a trial. You can start for free on it. So for example, you can click here, and you can actually just start on the free plan. So you don't necessarily have to even get started on the paid plan, right? But you're going to start with the free plan, and click get started. Once you've clicked that, it'll basically take you through a few steps, like creating an account. Like, you have to put a username or a password, that kind of thing. And once you've done that, it'll basically take you to your dashboard, right? Now, this is not my actual email newsletter. This is just one I've set up as an example now, to just kind of show you how everything works, right? But once you've gotten into this page, you're going to be inside of your dashboard here. So your dashboard is where you're just going to see all the information regarding your newsletter, in terms of how many subscribers you have, what are their open rate. You can see I haven't actually sent out any emails on this one yet. Actually, no, well, I made some posts, but not emails. So here's where it is, right? Now, let me just explain to you how the actual monetization works, right? So first, you need to set up that page where you can collect emails, like I showed you, and I'll show you where you can do that now, right? So to set up that page, we're going to head over here to the left-hand side of our screen, and we're going to click on this part here where it says design, and then you'll see here it says website builder, newsletter builder, right? So we want to click on website builder. Now, like I said, I just put together a quick one for in 5 minutes. So this isn't like, don't take this as like, oh, I need to do it just like this video. You can do it however you want. But this is just a quick example I put together, right? So Instagram Money Minute, get daily tips and tricks on how to make money online with the Instagram page. So for this, all you really need to do is just have like a logo, a name, and then just some general text here, telling people how to sign up. And the nice thing is they already have it for you. All you need to do is just change it, right? So first we'll change the logo and put our own. So for that, you can click up here, logo and identity, and upload your photo there, right? So very simple. You're just going to add your photo in there. Now, what I would recommend is, for example, if you have an Instagram page that you're doing this from, then you just take your profile picture and use it here, right? Maybe you need to like reframe it and how it looks and stuff, but that's genuinely what I would do. So that's the first thing we need to do, is change the logo there. Once we've done that, there's this very simple step from here. You just click layout here, and then click this button here where it says hero section. And then under hero section, you're going to want to go to scroll down a little bit. And here you'll see the headline. So this is the headline where you'll put your name. So whatever your newsletter is called, let's say it's called Mark's newsletter, for example. Boom, I put that there. And then you'll see, should update here in a second. There you go, Mark's newsletter. So that's how you can actually change something there, right? So I'll put it back to what it was. And then here you can do the same with this text down here, which is going to be this text here. So what I recommend is just put the name of like your account or your newsletter name, whatever it may be, whether it's like the name of your Instagram account, you want to come up with your own creative name with it. And then for this text here below it, just put like a 1 to 2 sentence summary. Try to make it as concise as possible, of just explaining like what they're going to get when they sign up to your newsletter, if you're offering them a free guide, or like what you're going to write in your emails. So for example, if your newsletter is about losing weight, you could put a simple sentence like, get daily tips and tricks on how to lose weight and get your ideal body. Something simple like that, right? Don't overcomplicate it there. So there we go. We've got a logo, we've got this here, and then we've got the text describing our newsletter. Now, there are some more things you can do here. Like you could change, for example, the colors and the layouts a little bit. So like, for example, this section here, there's some more advanced stuff you could get into, which I would recommend, like when you go and set it up yourself, play around with it, because it is cool to kind of have your own customized newsletter, which looks different from everyone else's. So for example, the one I showed you earlier, he made his color black on the background and kind of changed the layout a little bit. So I recommend doing that. But that's very simple, very self-explanatory, right? So for example, you could change like the font here, you can change maybe the colors here, if I wanted to change the text color, stuff like that, right? So you can play around with that. Once you've done that though, you just want to click publish styles. Now there are 2 different pages you can have, like websites where people can sign up. You can have a home page or a sign up page. And so just know you can customize both ones, right? And have basically 2 different pages. But I would just stick with the home page for now. Publish the style. And then what you do is if you click up here again, exit, and you go back to your home page here, if we scroll down, here's where you'll see the links for your pages, right? So you'll see your home page and then also your sign up page here, right? So for example, if we copy this homepage link and then we open a new tab just to show you, there you go, right? And now we've got our page done. People can enter their email here, whatever their email is, and they can just subscribe, right? So now we've got the page where people can actually sign up. That's the first step, right? And if you've done that, you're doing well already, right? The next step is to actually get the boost going is click over here and monetize, and then click boosts. Now, I need to say this before I actually show you how to set this up, right? Near the end of this video, I'm going to explain some very, very important guidelines, regulations, rules, I guess you could say, which you need to follow when setting this up, right? Because if you set it up and or even if you if you do this wrong, Beehive could potentially suspend your account because they are kind of strict about their rules because they don't want just random people signing up for this just to make the money from boosts. So there are some guidelines, which if you follow, you'll be fine, but you need to make sure you're following them. So don't set this up unless you're actually going to watch through to the end of the video. And yes, I'm saying that to make you watch to the end of the video. And I'm also saying that because it actually is true. Like if you don't follow the guidelines, it's not going to be good for you. So here you can see is where this is just a general dashboard of your money and where it's going to come from. So for example, total revenue, if you've been watching my videos a long time, you probably seen my screenshot, which looks like this of $9,500 or whatever it is. That was my most successful week ever. I made 9K in a single week with this. So you're just going to see some updates about how much money you've made, pending revenue, and you see here revenue per subscriber. So it'll tell you how much money you're making per person that signs up. It'll show you verified subscribers. So they just verified the subscribers to make sure they're not bots. So you can't bot the system. And it'll show you pending subscribers of, have they verified them or not. And then it'll show you verification rate, right? So this other stuff, don't need to really worry about this too much. Now, when you start boosting and adding some newsletter recommendations here, they'll show up in a list here, right here when you start adding them. And then web boost, email boost, don't worry about any of that, right? So to actually add them onto your website, it's very simple. You have to do. You click up here on the top right-hand side and click Explore Offers. And then here, you'll basically see a bunch of different newsletters which you can apply to in terms of setting it up, right? And so, for example, if your newsletter talks about AI, right, you don't want to just apply it to random newsletters out there, right? But let's say, for example, that your newsletter is about AI, right? Then you could search up here, AI, and then you'll basically get a bunch of newsletters about AI, right? So Starter AI, the AI Report, Learn AI in 5 minutes a day will teach you how to save time and earn with AI, right? The AI Pulse. And so you don't want to just pick a random newsletter. You want to pick one which kind of could fit your account. Basically, just think about it. Okay, the people subscribing to my newsletter to learn about this, will they also be interested in this, right? So for example, if your newsletter is about fitness and weight loss, you don't want to put some random newsletter about AI here, right? You don't want to put one, for example, about motivation or even one about fitness if they have one, right? Most of them are in like the AI kind of like money-ish niche for the different newsletters on here. But for example, if we're to do like, let's say a fitness one, let's see what they have there, right? Okay, there you go. Sales Fit Insider. Be healthier, be wealthier, be unstoppable. So maybe I'd want to do one like that. Weight loss tales, right? There you go. That'd be a good one to fit my newsletter, right? So you don't want to just pick random ones which have no correlation to your newsletter. You want to pick ones which relate to your newsletter, right? So what we'll do is once we found ones which relate to our newsletter, we want to choose that one, right? So it'll also show some information here on, like, for example, it'll tell us the name of the newsletter. It'll tell us a little bit about what the newsletter is about, and it'll show us the target audience, right? So you want to think, okay, the people subscribing to my newsletter is it this target audience? Because that's ideally who they want. So looking for adults over 35 interested in nutrition and weight management. Okay, so that sounds like my audience. And then here it'll show you boost type available, and here you'll say earn $1.60 per subscriber, right? So this is like a very low paying one. I haven't seen many pay below $2, but you'll see that, right? So some will pay $1.60. This one, for example, pays $2. This one pays $1.44. The top ones pay like $5. But so you want to look at that. And then the other thing you want to look at is regional restrictions applied. Now, what that means is that these newsletters can set it so that, okay, I only want to pay. So they're paying you for getting them subscribers, but they might say, okay, I only want to pay for subscribers from this certain country, right? For whatever reason, right? They have their reasons for that. Maybe they don't want people from countries like, I don't know, like, third world countries where they don't have much money. Maybe they only want people from richer countries. Maybe it's a physical business, so they want people in that certain place, whatever it may be. some of them have regional restrictions applied. So I generally try to avoid those ones and do the ones with no regional restrictions applied. But like I said, if you're going to do 5, you can do some with it, you can do some without it, right? Because they'll only pay you for the subscribers from that certain country that you bring them. So once you've picked a newsletter you like, let's say we like this one, for example, you want to click apply. And when it comes to apply here, you need to first identify it with Stripe. Now, like I said, this is just an example newsletter, so I haven't actually connected my Stripe to this. I actually use my dad's because I'm under 18 still, but I haven't actually connected my Stripe to this. So you'll see basically if you once you have connected to your Stripe, which is very simple. And by the way, there is a loophole around this, which I'll show you at the end of the video. If you don't have access to a Stripe or something like that, then once you've done that, basically it'll just ask you to write them like a paragraph, and it'll just basically explain why your newsletter is a good fit for ours, right? So in that paragraph, you just want to write like just about a paragraph to paragraph and a half of about what your newsletter is about, just a simple summary. And then you want to say, for example, okay, my newsletter is about my newsletter has people who are signing up who want to learn how to lose weight, and in my newsletter I teach people how to lose weight with simple tips and tricks, right? And then you say like your newsletter and the people who you want people signing up to your newsletter who are interested in losing weight. I think our newsletter is a good fit because of X and Y and Z, right? And so that's basically what you can write there. Keep it concise, but also keep it detailed, right? So you want to have all the information in there that you need to show them, but you don't want to necessarily overwhelm them with like, 5 paragraphs that you're writing them, because it is a real human who goes through and he reads the applications here, and they'll accept some, they won't accept some. So you get 25 applications per month. Each month you can apply to 25 new ones. And generally, like when I, for example, if you apply to like 10, you'll probably get accepted by like 1 or 2. So it's not hard to get accepted by some. And if you pick the right ones, you'll get accepted quite easily, right? So now you've got them signed up, and on your page, that little pop-up will come. Now you'll start making money with this, right? So let's go back to Boost here. That's the first way, right? So simple overview again. They sign up on your page. Once they sign up on your page, they get sent. Once they sign up on your page, you get the pop-up, and then you make the money when they sign up with that, right? Now, there is another way. Once you've actually got the emails here, right? And if you've watched my channel, I've talked about like you can sell digital products with your email list and affiliates and a bunch of more complicated stuff like that. But a simple way, just like Beehive Boost, which is just there, you don't have to do anything with it really, to make money, is you can run ads on your newsletter too. And I'll show you how it works, right? So you gain subscribers to your newsletter. Um, and so once you've gained these subscribers to your newsletter, you can send emails to them. And I'll show you an example here if I can find it. So this is someone's newsletter. He hosts his newsletter on Beehive who I subscribe to. And you'll see here when he sends his emails, right? He sends his regular email and stuff. But then he says in partnership with Neurons. And so when he's sending it out, he's sending out advertisements, right? And so it says, today's topic, working harder, blah, 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 writes his email. But at the end, you'll see here, he has this ad, right? So this is basically like an ad placement, which he puts in his email. And so this ad, the nice thing is you don't even have to write the ad. They give you the ad already for you. And so basically the ad will have a link, which those people can click on. And whenever someone clicks the link of the ad, whatever link the ad tries to put in there, that will basically pay you out, right? So you could see, for example, you could even add multiple ads in one email, right? So for example, he has one here, he has another one here, he has another one here, right? 3 ads all in one. So you can make a very good amount of money with this, right? So like me, when I was at the peak of my newsletter, I would make anywhere from like $1,500 to $3,500 just from one ad on one email, right? Now, I didn't do it much because I don't want to spam my list too much. And at the time when I was doing Beehive, I was making more money from boosts. Now I'm at like the really complicated, not really complicated, but the higher level, I'm doing a little bit more complicated thing. But when I was doing Beehive, I did make a pretty good amount from boost, right? So from boost and ads. So I'll show you how to set up the ads too. Now, the ads, if you go to monetize and then you go to ads again, the ads aren't necessarily something which you can necessarily apply to, right? They kind of just give it to you. So Beehive will just give it to you, and you just almost have to like wait around for them to give it to you. Now, once you've written like 5 or 6 emails and you have a decent amount of subscribers on your list, even if like I got my first ad when I was at just 30 subscribers, so you don't need a big email list to get ads. But it is a nice way. You can just throw them in at the end of your email if you want and just earn a little bit of extra cash that way, right? So for example, here you'll see I have two. You can also see the notification at the bottom of the screen. You have 2 pending advertisement opportunities that expire soon. And so Beehive will basically just give you opportunities or ads here. So for example, let's say I wanted to do this one. These are actually both from the same email list here. I could say view details and respond. And so what that'll do is it'll tell me, okay, this ad pays $1 per unique click with a single send. So, you know, if I get one person who clicks the link, I get $1 from that person. And this, they don't have to verify this or anything. You just get the money straight up. And you'll see here, it also has like estimated payouts. You can estimate it there, which is pretty cool too. And then, like I said, the really nice thing is that you don't even have to write the ads, right? You'll see here, they give you like some 2 different versions of the ad. So version A, version B, and you can just select which one you want. And that ad will automatically be added into your email, right? And then you just select a date of when you plan to send the email out or a time frame. You get like a 5-day time frame once you selected it, and then you just send the email out and you can accept it, right? And then you get the money from it. So those are the 2 main ways to make money with Beehive. Pretty simple. You make money when they sign up, and then you make money by sending emails out to them. Now, like I said, there's some very, 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 and I say this, right, this is extremely important. By the way, if you're liking this video, I'd appreciate if you just drop a like on it and subscribe so you don't miss out future videos. I'm going to be dropping like a 3 to 4 hour guide showing you the entire business model, so you want to subscribe so you don't miss it. But these rules are very important, because if you mess up these rules or you do them wrong, there is a chance that your newsletter might get suspended, or from using boosts or using ads or whatever, right? And they'll basically demonetize you. So it's not, they don't really do it much anymore. But the rules is that, first of all, when you're getting boosts, you don't want to just apply to boost right away. So don't create a newsletter and then just as soon as you create the newsletter, go and apply to 25 boosts. Think about it like, for example, if you're creating an Instagram account or a YouTube account or whatever it is, right? You kind of warm up your page before posting your first video, right? The same thing here. You want to kind of warm up your newsletter before applying to boosts and trying to monetize it. So what you want to do is you want to send out some emails first. So send out like at least, I would say at least minimum 10 emails before applying, and then you want to get a few subscribers on your list, at least like I would say 30 at the bare minimum, right? Which you can hit 30 very quickly. That's like, you can hit that within a couple days. But 30 to 150-ish subscribers, and write about 5 to 15 emails before you go and apply, somewhere in that range at least, right? And if you can do more, and wait like a week, right? So wait for a week, try to get like 50 to 150 subscribers on your list, and write about 5 to 15 emails before you go and then apply to boosts, right? So then you'll just warm up your account a little bit more before you do it. The second thing, which rule, I guess you could say, which you need to follow for using boosts, I love the balloons, by the way, is make sure once you get the boosts, you don't just get people to sign up to your list and then you never email them. You want to be writing consistent emails to show Beehive that you're an actual newsletter, which is actually, sending out consistent emails. You're not just there just to use the boost feature alone. So once you get the boost going, you want to send out consistent emails. People ask like how many emails to send per week. It depends. The most important thing is you can be consistent with it. So some emails out there send out daily emails, and they're just a daily newsletter. Some send out only 2 emails per month, right? So anywhere from at least once per week, at the maximum 7 times per week. So anywhere from 1 to 7 times per week. The most important thing though is that you're consistent, right? So if you send out a newsletter on Tuesday and you send one out on Thursday, then the next week you should send one out on Tuesday and send one out on Thursday, right? So that's the most important thing. So rule 1, wait to get some subscribers and send some emails before applying for boost. Rule 2, once you get the boost, make sure you're writing out emails. By the way, do not use AI for these emails because they have an AI detector. You have to actually write emails with value and stuff like that inside of them. Other than that, you just want to think about it principally. Like, don't just spam these boosts too much. The other big rule is that I kind of got even in trouble for a little bit was from my Instagram. I was specifically telling people, when you subscribe to my newsletter, also click all these boosts and subscribe to these other ones. Don't do that. But if you just run it like a healthy newsletter where you're sending out consistent emails, sending out emails with value inside of them, and stuff like that, then you'll be good, right? So again, brief overview. Wait till you get like 50 to 150 signups and send out like 5 to 15 emails first. And then make sure you're actually running consistent emails. Don't use AI and anything like that. And just make sure you're running your newsletter like a healthy newsletter. So yeah, hope this answered all your questions, because I know a lot of you guys always would comment like, "Oh, Mark, please create a tutorial on how to actually set everything up." That's how to set everything up. If you want my personal help, like you want to do a one-on-one call with me, you want to have direct access to me 24/7, check the top link in the bio. You also get my full course there for free as well when you sign up. But you can check the top link in the bio, join in there, and then I'll see you in a one-on-one call.